There's a quiet kind of pain that's hard to name. It's when you're trying your best to feel okay, but everything around you keeps spinning. The world feels loud, your emotions feel louder, and somehow, no matter how hard you try to stay grounded, something always pulls you off center again. Maybe you've caught yourself thinking, if only things would go my way, if only people would understand me, if only the chaos would stop, maybe then I could finally be happy. But here's something I wish more of us had learned earlier. Happiness doesn't come from fixing everything around you. It comes from shifting your attention to what's actually within you. Because the more energy you spend trying to control the uncontrollable, other people, the future, the past, random outcomes, the more powerless you feel. But the second you bring your focus back to what's inside your reach, your breath, your focus, your choices, something changes. This video isn't about pretending life is easy. It's about finding quiet strength in a noisy world. It's about understanding stoicism and mindfulness, not as buzzwords, but as tools that help you emotionally self-regulate when everything else feels out of control. If you're someone who's tired of feeling like you're always reacting, always bracing, always running, stay with me. By the end of this, you'll walk away with a different way of seeing, one that might just change the way you show up in your life. Let me paint you a familiar picture. You wake up and check your phone. Within seconds, you're bombarded. People you follow posting about their perfect lives, the news spilling over with more stress, and maybe even a text or email that triggers something deep. You haven't even had coffee yet, and already your nervous system is in overdrive. You try to shake it off, but it lingers. The day moves forward, but underneath it all is this tightness in your chest. Like you're behind, like you're not enough, like everything could fall apart at any moment. It's not just stress. It's a kind of emotional disorientation, like you are losing the ability to steer your own life. This, in psychology, is what we call an external locus of control. When your inner world is at the mercy of what's happening outside of you. It's when your peace depends on other people's behavior, on outcomes going your way, on the world staying still for just long enough so you can breathe. And let's be honest, it's exhausting. You feel like you're constantly trying to micromanage life, and every time something shifts, it knocks you down again. But here's where something starts to change. When you begin to realize, maybe it's not about controlling the storm. Maybe it's about learning how to be steady within it. This is where stoicism begins. This is where mindfulness starts to matter. This is where you stop trying to predict the future and start learning how to be present, grounded, and strong in your own skin. I once worked with a young woman named Maya. Her story has stayed with me for years. She had everything lined up: a promising scholarship, an international opportunity, a vision board filled with goals. She was disciplined, intentional, and had her entire next 2 years mapped out. Until the world turned upside down. The pandemic hit. Her scholarship was canceled. Her partner broke up with her. Her parents' business took a financial hit. And suddenly, the future she had worked so hard for dissolved in a matter of weeks. I remember her sitting across from me and whispering, "It feels like I don't matter anymore, like I lost control of my whole life." She wasn't just grieving a version of herself, the one that had certainty. But slowly something shifted. It didn't happen overnight. It wasn't some dramatic turning point. it was quieter than that. She started focusing not on what she had lost, but on what was still within her reach, her energy, her choices, her focus. Instead of fighting the chaos, she started building stability inside herself. She learned how to sit with discomfort without spiraling. She stopped trying to control every outcome and started asking herself what she could do in the present moment. Bit by bit, she rebuilt not the plan, but her peace. What Maya discovered, and what many of us forget, is a truth ancient philosophers already knew. Epictetus once said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not." This is what the Stoics called the dichotomy of control. It doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop suffering over what was never yours to change. In the world of mindfulness, the same wisdom shows up through radical acceptance. You don't resist reality, you meet it with presence. You don't numb out, you ground in. When you stop trying to control the ocean, and instead learn how to ride the waves, your relationship with life transforms. Even Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist Viktor Frankl said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. That space, that's where your life happens. That's where you reclaim your peace." Now maybe you're wondering, okay, that makes sense, but what does it look like in real life? Let's go back to those moments when your chest tightens, your mind races, and everything feels like it's falling apart. In that moment, your instinct might be to grab for control. You might overthink, obsess, argue, shut down, or scroll for hours hoping to feel something different. But what if, just for once, you did something different? What if instead of reacting, you paused? Inhale, exhale, and just ask yourself, what's really mine to carry right now? When I first started practicing this, it felt unnatural. I was used to spiraling. I was addicted to overthinking. But slowly I realized that asking myself that one question, what's mine to carry, created enough distance to choose differently. You might still feel anxious. You might still feel overwhelmed. But now you've created space. And in that space, you have power. Sometimes all it takes is taking a deep breath and naming the thought in your head. Sometimes it's placing your feet flat on the floor and focusing on the feeling of gravity holding you still. Sometimes it's closing your eyes at night, imagining your worries as heavy bags, and one by one, setting them down beside you, even if just for tonight. These aren't tricks, they're anchors. They bring you back to the truth. You are not your chaos. You are the calm beneath it. And the more you come back to that place, again and again, the stronger it gets. You won't always be perfect, but you'll be present. And that's more than enough. Let's stop pretending that life will ever be completely under our control. Storms will come. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall through. The world will be messy, unpredictable, and loud. You don't have to match the chaos. You can learn how to become still in the middle of it. You can learn how to breathe through the pressure, how to pause before reacting, how to soften even when everything else hardens. Because peace isn't the destination. It's a daily decision, a practice, a choice you make again and again, especially when it's hardest. And you already have what it takes. You've survived moments that felt impossible. You've picked yourself up more times than you give yourself credit for. You've made it here, to this moment, and that says everything. So even if the storm is loud, even if you're scared, even if everything feels uncertain, remember this: peace isn't found in the world around you. It's built in the choices you make inside you. And you're the builder. You always have been. Before you go, take one deep breath. Right here, right now. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice your body. Hear the sound of your breath. That's presence. That's where peace lives. If this video gave you something, a new insight, a sense of calm, a deeper breath, leave a comment below. Share something you're ready to release and something you're ready to take back control over. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. And if you want to keep growing, keep grounding, keep building that quiet strength inside you, hit like, subscribe, and stick around. We're just getting started. In the next video, we'll talk about how to build emotional resilience when life feels unpredictable. So if that speaks to you, make sure you don't miss it. Until then, don't forget, you don't have to control the storm. You just have to learn how to stay grounded in the middle of it. And you're already doing that, one breath at a time.